Well, what choice do we have but to move on? 0-1 in conference to start the season. Georgia Southern up next. Our third down stop rate on defense feels like it's 10%. Yeah, and I've tried pretty much every option in terms of trying to come up with those stops. It just doesn't happen. We try zone blitz, man blitz. Just doesn't work. I mean, I don't know, maybe just outright zone would have been the best way to go there, but considering it's it was about 4th and 3, you kind of expect them to run the ball. At least that's what you have to prepare for. Just didn't matter. All right, looking at our board. On the O-line, still looking pretty good for Barry Roth. Cullen Baker. Decently. Why'd you redshirt your best wideout? So we have him next year and he'll be even better than he would have been this year. It's a risk, but my opinion, a necessary one. All right, for the safeties, we are definitely out on Micah Montgomery. That's unfortunate. And we're definitely out on Josh Wright. So we won't have a natural strong safety, unfortunately. And we're out on the other free safeties as well. So the only help we're getting in the secondary, at least in terms of a top-notch guy, will be a corner convert. That is unfortunate. We do have all of them scouted, so get those scholarship offers out there. That is pretty rough, though. Again, we desperately need one of these 5, and we are trailing for all 5 of them. $170 per. All right, Georgia Southern. They're a good team. I don't know how I feel about playbooks right now. I'm second guessing everything. Let's see what happens, though. We started off last year 0-2 with one of the losses to a conference opponent. This year, both of these games to start off the season are conference opponents. As opposed to, like I said, just the one from last year. So we immediately get into these super important games. And it's tough to lose them. All right, first home game of the year, boys. Don't blow it. Do not blow it. We will defer again, even though that did not work at all. Okay. Can the offense have a better showing here? They are up 14-0 already, so that is a significantly better showing. Make it 14-3, 21-3, and 24-6 at halftime. Still looking okay. A long way to go, though. 27-6, 27-13, 27-20. And thank God they see it through. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't convincing. But it's their first win of the season. No touching! No touching! No touching! No help necessary. They get the win. Can beat Georgia Southern, but can't beat Air Force. Pretty good game for B. Arthur. 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, only sacked once. Salamanca had 61 yards on the ground. Now, obviously, the option run does mean that B is running a little bit and not exactly their game, but that's okay. Okay, 1-1, both on the season, in the conference, building block. We got room to go from here. As Boise absolutely kicked the crap out of BYU. Good to know. Week 3, another conference game. I did not realize that we had so many conference games out of the gates. Monroe is up next. I mean, I knew, obviously, we had our non-conference games a little bit later this year, but 3 conference games out of the gates is nuts. Super high pressure situations. Can we get any good news on the recruitment front, please? Pretty good news. At least Air Force isn't in our division. That's true. That is true. Thank you, JD, for finding the positive. Somebody had to. Man, we are looking good for most of the players that we instantly targeted. And we're looking better for some of these late options. Maurice Stewart probably isn't going to happen. I'm going to take him out and dedicate more points to the other 4. We might not get the best option that we could want in terms of that new safety in line. And our secondary is already looking a little bit wonky, so... But we got dudes who are ready for visits. It looks like a couple of them can happen this week, if not all of them. Good. And everybody except Kelly Dortch will show up against Arkansas State. Okay, recruitment-wise, still looking good. Straightforward, simple. Monroe, we are a better team. This needs to be a win. Like, no if, ands, buts, candy, and nuts. Just get the win. I'm begging you. Just get the win, please. Please, please, please win this football game. Ah, man. Damn. We got this. We got this. We got this. Positivity, everybody. I hope. Hopefully we can get some early commits. That would be nice. There are a lot of skill positions where we weren't able to look at anybody yet because we do have to focus on, obviously, our needs first. Longer it takes to get people, less time we have to get involved in those conversations. They call heads. But it was tails, baby. We'll take that ball at the start of the second half. A no-touching victory last week. What can we do? Week number 4, our 3rd game of the season. It's been a slow start for both teams. Last time we were slow to start, it didn't go too well for us. Monroe on the board. 7-3 Wyoming. 14-3 Wyoming. Again, not pretty, but we get the result. 21-9.
No touching! No touching! No touching!
No help needed. For the 2nd game in a row. Thank God. Not the best game in the world for old B, but it was all right. Decent game, though, for Salamanca. We ran the ball with him 27 times. He also had the receptions, man. Ooh, credit to you for not changing teams. I was tempted. Just 10 completions on 25 throws for Arthur. Makes me, like, on one hand, question the playbook. On the other, though, it's like, well, you don't want him throwing more. He's not completing passes, but yeah, last night was tough, but we don't give up that easily. We're a glutton in more ways than one, and number 1 is definitely food, but second's punishment. Sweet, beautiful video game related punishment. 2-1 on the season and in the conference. Not a bad way to start. Coastal Carolina, who caused us some concern on quite a few occasions last year. Let's go. Those are the 2 offensive linemen we needed. Cal, normally it's a season a night. 75% of a season. It just kind of depends how it plays out. Shout out to the wrong Word doc, the NHL editing doc. So that is the guard and the center that we needed with Preston and Wynn. We still need a quarterback and a safety. We were just talking about early secured recruits, and we found them. Now, we do still have a tackle and Barry Roth on the board, as well as McCullough and Baker and Kelly Dortch. We're going to have to decide what to do for them. Just in terms of how much do we want to still fight for them versus scouting at other people. Chris Griffin is incredibly close to committing. He's from Beaverton, Oregon, and he's going to sign with us over Oregon. What a man. Get Barry Roth scheduled for this week. Now is probably the right time for us to start taking a look at other skill positions. We have yet to look at running backs, and to be honest, what we want to look at right now, there's only one 5-star recruit in the entire nation. That's insane. I was going to say, we want to see if there's any other 4 stars. Let's just look at running backs and see who's out there. If there is anybody that fits the bill. Again, I just wish I could have sorted by JUCO options. That would have been great, but there's not a thing that you can do in this game. So instead, I'm left to hit the down button 1,000 times a year. Maurice Herron, you can take a look at. We also got A.O. Jenkins. Dave Gonzalez. Kevin Johnson. I thought that was Terry Crews for a second. William Irvin will hold off on. Look at Trent Powell and Brent Berry. Anybody else that fits the bill here of at least a 65 overall to scout? No. In terms of fullbacks, it would be late into the running. There's not a single one. We'll look at wideouts after. What about tight ends? And wideouts always kind of survive late. For tight ends, nobody with a crazy high overall, at least not yet. Okay. We've already looked at the O-line. Defensive end. Could be a lot of options. I am going to drop the points for guys that we have a huge lead for. John Stewart's at a 55. Reggie Baines at a 63. 48, 55, 55. That guy doesn't want to sign here. 61. And I look for at least a 65 before we even scout him. Tony Weddle. Could be fantastic. Larson is trash. Anybody else at least a 65? Lee Freund? Ruined. What else do we have here? That guy's a 65, 70. He doesn't want to sign. Anybody else? Marcus Andrews doesn't count. Shelton doesn't count. That guy doesn't want to sign here. Eric Carter could be outrageous. It's a pretty big could be, but there's a player we'll look out for. Defensive tackle. What do we got here? David Cook, the winner of American Idol. That guy doesn't want to sign here. Tyler looking like a 57. Come on now. Give me like this crazy, unbelievable player like Dan Shaw. I wish he was a sophomore, not a junior, but Andre Hines. Patrick Bush just misses that cutoff. Any other defensive tackles? Carter doesn't want to come here. Okay. Let's take a look at who we've added to the board here so far. So for the running backs, Herron's not going to make it. Jenkins could be all right. Gonzalez. Kevin Johnson, we're going to take off the list. Powell will take off the list. Brent Berry, the shooting guard? He's more of a forward. Take him out too. So Gonzalez and Jenkins. We can start pushing for. No tight ends. We got the O lineman left. Defensive end. Let's see. Eric Carter ended up being pretty good. The scholarships in there. The two defensive tackles, Dan Shaw and Andre Hines. We can look at Dan Shaw. Leaves a few points left for the week. Not enough to really take a look at linebackers and wide receivers are the last two positions that we would need to scout out. All right, so for the dudes that we have a really big lead on, I'm going to drop it down to 100 points. And yeah, I still want to try to make sure we're putting up a good fight. Chris Griffin can be 50. I mean, we're up by 3,000 points. Walters as well. Roth, if we want him, we got to keep fighting hard for him. McCullough, we got a pretty good lead for. Baker, we got a pretty good lead for. Dortch. We're going to want to keep fighting a bit for Dortch. Eric Smith, we got 250 for a bunch of these guys. Get the new boys on at least 100 each. Just to start. And we'll be able to do a hell of a lot more than that. Might just be able to go 250 for all of them. I haven't done the math because why would I want to do the math? Trial and error, baby. Trial and error. I mean, honestly. $350 each. I should have just done the math. Yeah. Thought I had more players on the list, in fairness. And then we had all the extra points from taking some off the guys we were already looking good for. Alright, I like the base level to 350. The highest rated dudes are getting the boost up to 500. And then we can put Charles on 400. And yeah, just start boosting these guys up a little bit. There we go. That works. So we are looking pretty good recruitment-wise in the early stages. Coastal Carolina. They are also 2-1, 1-0 in the conference. They're a divisional opponent as well. We got to win this one. It feels like we got to win every freaking game if we're going to get promoted, but especially against divisional opponents, we got to win this one. No doot. No doot. No doot. Gwen Stefani.
Hi, everybody. Reese Davis with you.
Old teal turf.
Sports NCAA Football 14 pregame show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites.
How the hell am I even supposed to see them when they're wearing that color on the turf? This might end up being worse than a snow game. Please don't make me have to play against them. Please. Just win this on its own. Please and thank you. All right, 7-0 Wyoming. Thought it was going to be 7-7. 14-0. At halftime. 17-7. Quick points scored. Fourth quarter is still 17-7. Can we make it so that all three of our wins are no-touching wins? Yes, we can. They nearly tied it late.
No touching! No touching! No touching!
Not the most convincing, but that's 3 straight no-touching victories. 17-14 over Coastal Carolina. They got a touchdown with 2 minutes left, but it wasn't enough. Not pretty, but gets the job done. Unlike Tight Spot, who is pretty and gets the job done. Tight Spot, what's going on, man? How are you? How you been? Whew, what a game for Juco Salamanca. Big performance. Oh my God, he's insane. He is thriving with this offensive philosophy here, so we're feeling pretty good about that. Tight Spot, glad to hear it, my man. Ooh, Cincy beat Texas A&M, Michigan over LSU. Some interesting results early on. All right, week 6. Arizona State, who again were relegated down to our level, the lowest tier past season. All right. A tight spot. Preach, brother. That's all we can do. All right. Let's see. Well, no amazing news, but visits are always nice. Sun Devils are 1-2 on the season. Let's see how we're looking from a recruitment standpoint here. For those 2 running backs, we're probably going to be in the mix. I'm going to kill the Justice League. I'm not letting reviews dictate my opinion, but just my overall interest in that Justice League game, pretty low at the moment. I'm intrigued to see what happens with it. I'm a big fan of the Rocksteady studio as a studio, but just the game itself. It's been a war between people. No, it sucks. No, it's good. Which was the same thing that happened with Gotham Knights. Which, you know, Gotham Knights, that wasn't Arkham City, but it was still a fun game for what it was. I'm sure this game is the same thing, you know? I'm sure it's the same exact kind of setup. Where it's solid, not the game of the year, but because it's not the game of the year, people are mad. All right, running backs. I don't need a kicker or a punter. I could look, though. Running backs we're saving for last. I need linebackers. Let's see. They did Kevin Conroy dirty. I'm sure they paid him quite well no matter what the character did on the game. All right. Let's see. Do we have anybody here? 66 and 67. I mean, I don't know if they would have, regardless, I don't even know what the hell the controversy is, but I don't know if they would have predicted the man's death. Be like, let's verbally and visually fillet one of the greatest voice actors of all time, just in case he dies. You know, just in case he dies. Like, I don't know how they would have predicted that one. I mean, I know the guy was sick, but it's also a little bit morbid, isn't it? To be like, well, just in case it's the last one, champ. Let's focus this game on hero worship. It's like, didn't even know he was sick. Oh, God. Tremendous. Tremendous. It's about fair enough. I think I still follow him on social media. Gotham Knights was a shell of a canceled sequel. I enjoyed that game a lot. Like, it's not the best game I've ever played, but to just run around as superheroes and kick people in the fucking face, like, it scratched that itch, you know? I mean, I get it. Like, it's gonna be compared to, like, Spider-Man and shit now, and what the Arkham games were before. Like, I get it. I'm not saying, don't hold these companies to higher standards, but at the same time, it's the same reason why I play Madden. Like, do I think Madden's a great game nowadays? No, it's not. It's not even close to a great game. But can I enjoy it for what it is, even if it's shit? Yeah, I can, you know? These guys have tremendous power. We should probably target them. What we got for linebackers? Get him out of there. Get Outlaw out of there. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. Well, we're not necessarily getting the help at linebacker that we need. Unless Jermaine Ham goes ham. Oh, never mind. There are actually 2 5-star athletes this year, apparently. So wide receivers, the final position we haven't scouted. It's kind of crazy. We've already scouted every position other than this. Let's take a look here. Let's see. Stephen Archer. Johnny Venny doesn't work. Anybody else? I mean, there's got to be. There's so many people left on the board. Marcus Bryant. Kyle Graham. Pretty good. Chris Cooper. Mike Mitchell will not sign here. Andrew Cowan. Got a Batman Beyond game in the works. So let's see that. You could always just recast. I mean, they will eventually. It's not like they're never going to do another animated Batman game because of a passing, you know. Cole. Anybody else here? We're starting to get some dudes with decent overalls. Keith Newman. Anybody else? Brett Brown. Also get Derek Dixon. Anybody else here? Doesn't look like it. Okay. So we'll pretty much have our final target list here. We got old A.O. Jenkins and Dave Gonzalez. Look at the wideouts in a minute. Roth was looking good. Cullen Baker, Dortch. Yeah, we're still fighting for some of these guys. Take the points off of Ham. Canada, take it easy, man. Catch you later. Have yourself a good one. All right, let's see. Sorry, just trying not to lose my train of thought either. So Kyle Graham's looking pretty good. Cooper's just going to miss the cut. Cowan misses the cut by a point. So does Walker. Okay. And then we're out of points for the week. Okay. That is what it is. It's not too bad, at least. Arizona State, B- team, a C+ in defense. 38 points a game so far this year, though, is pretty damn good. It is a conference game. So you know we need to win it. All maroon. A squared, what's happening? Thanks for taking Fire Cannon's spot in the chat. It was good timing. Very good timing. Whew. All right. Quick question. Ask away. Am I going to lose this game? The answer's probably.
Bringing you the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 pregame show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites.
All right. Is Revamped a pain to set up? Not really. Not really. I am running it through an emulator, yeah. It's not the worst. Like, in terms of getting what you need to actually run the game, relatively quick and easy. The biggest issue will just be having to mess with settings on the emulator to get the right combination that works well with your PC, basically. And sane as well. What's up? Hey, we won the coin toss again. Love to see it. Holy 12-mile-an-hour winds. Calm down, Arizona. Fucking Dust Bowl. What the hell is this? We're going to make it 4 wins in a row, specifically 4 no-touching wins in a row, which means I probably just jinxed that, but let's see how it plays out. Another low-scoring affair so far. ASU's on the board, 7-0, now 7-7. Make that 14-7. We have the ball with 4:42 to go, and I can't risk it. We got to take over. Uh-oh. B. Arthur is out with a sprained wrist. Eggs and Ham, our starting left tackle's out for a month with a freaking major injury. So we do have a backup quarterback in,
From their own 38-yard line.
which is not ideal. It is Hickenbottom high noon.
Nice run.
As Juco gets us 5 yards.
5 yards on the draw play.
Again, we don't have to panic. We do need to score on this drive. 4 on the line. Quite a few linebackers. Go for play action just to get him moving. Right over the middle for Dusty Trail, who nearly broke through.
You know, having a playmaker at tight end makes the linebackers think twice before they make a move.
Oh my God, that stutter step. I didn't think I was going to be able to get rid of that ball before they got there. Oh, that stutter step. He broke that first guy's ankles.
From the 33.
Hell of a throw by Hickenbottom. A lot of linebackers again.
Play fake and looking to run. Gets it out quickly. Tackled at about the 31.
Pull back Cowboy shit, gets 2 yards out of it. It's not too bad. I was waiting to see if someone else was going to get open, but it didn't happen. Not a great game for Hickenbottom. Our other guy must have been injured earlier on. Play action again.
He's going to try and scramble.
X is there. Good throw by Hickenbottom.
And he's tackled at the 6.
As Butterfingers picks up 15.
Tell you what, the defense gambled a bit here and
It's like High Noon's got a little bit of pace.
tremendous poise by making a good read and delivered a nice ball to the open man.
First and 10.
Draw option here.
16-yard line.
3 minutes left. We really do have to score on this drive. They got a lot of people out for the secondary.
And he's taken down around the 50.
Decent by Salamanca to get a yard out of it. Right as I hit A, I saw that guy blitzing. That kind of sucked, but it's all right. A lot of linebackers again.
3 to go in regulation. There's a play fake. And they bring
Couldn't get rid of it.
for a sack on the play.
Boy, these
He got caught on the wrong side, and we couldn't get rid of it. That's a disaster.
I will not be surprised to see this
Fuck.
this kind of pressure against this
That is the last thing that we needed right now.
Play on this drive, but now they're faced with a 3rd and long. That's a great
Going down again.
34-yard line.
We can go for it, or we can try to coffin corner and not leave them too many options, but we got to go for it. What choice do we have? The drive was looking really good until it wasn't.
It's 4th down, and they're going to try to go for it. They'll spread the field with 5 wide. Gets rid of it quickly, and that was almost picked. The defense holds, and the ball will change.
Shit. We had our chance to tie it. I'm disappointed we've only managed to put up freaking 7 points.
So can the defense match their effort?
Now we need to stop.
Another takeaway.
I look for the offense to come out with the same game plan as before. You don't make changes.
I don't know if their quarterback likes to run.
To the 35-yard line.
This is our first time out.
Wyoming just took their first time out.
This would be a very disappointing result, to say the least.
2nd down. Up the middle for a nice
Fuck, falls forward for 5.
second of the half.
This is the game right here. One more play. Every time I stack the line, they throw the ball. So we'll put 3 on the line and go with a cover 2.
Arizona State up 7
And if they run it, they run it.
Tries to
Intercepted!
picked off. They'll bring him down at about the 49.
Okay, so not only do we get better field position, we save a timeout. Of course, I was spamming Y to make sure we got the pick, hence the hurdle. 1:24 to go, better field position. As my Twitch broke comes up
From their own
with the pick.
45-yard line. It's 1st down.
They had a spy.
45.
They had a... What are the odds they had a spy on a 1st down option run? Are you kidding? That sucked. What are the odds?
Now he tries to buy some time. Got it. Complete.
Unbelievable catch by La Nutmeg Shiverbus.
They look to be in sync right now. They're both
Woo, got the toes down.
result is a nice game.
And stops the clock at a minute.
First down.
Go for the check down. Salamanca gets the first. That'll stop the clock again. At least until we get to the line of scrimmage.
He's explosive, and you just want to get the ball in his hands.
Still got one timeout in our back pocket here. I don't like that at all for a play action option.
Gets it. He's in space. Tackle made at the 22-yard.
Not by Salamanca. Still not going to use that timeout. We go hurry up here.
He's scrambling. Slings it. Touchdown, Wyoming.
Another huge play for Shiverbus.
Late in the one possession game. And this is
What a drive. What a throw on the run.
will win the football game.
Go for two and end it. I have the timeout. I am at least going to look to see how it lines up for me.
Rather than tie it up, it looks like they want.
But I will probably call the timeout to opt out if there's nothing incredibly wide open.
Wyoming's
I don't like it. I don't like it. They had every receiver covered. They had every receiver covered, and they had three guys in the box.
Here's the PAT
Nope.
to tie this thing up. And he hits the PAT late in the fourth.
Nope. Didn't like the look. They called a pretty good defense.
We might be going to an extra session or
And if those guys stack in the box blitz, that option plays dead in the water. So we'll play it safe. Unfortunately, we're kicking against the wind, but Byron again has a fucking cannon.
this one's going to be down in the end.
20 seconds is how long we need to survive here. They do have all three timeouts, and it would get us to overtime. Higher chance to get beat short is fine. Allow the quarterback to scramble is fine as well.
Here we are late in the fourth quarter in a very important and a very
Just can't be beat quickly.
come to the forefront.
Back up a little bit.
Got the most leadership.
Shore trying to break through, and he does. Missed him. Wide open. Cowboy Bebop on the pick.
Down to 39-yard.
And that should do it. He got tripped by his own man. But he waffles the throw like Mac Jones. Back-to-back interceptions. This one for the Cowboy Bebop. 11 seconds left. It would currently be a 56-yard field goal.
From the 39-yard line. First down.
If we can work the sideline with Billy the adult, we should be fine.
He's on the run. Runs
Or if we can just run it. If we can run it, Hickenbottom gets out of bounds.
25-yard line.
It's a 42-yarder.
Game. A miss will mean overtime. As expected, they'll call a time.
Our kicker has a cannon.
Pressure.
The wind is quite rough.
The kick is
Byron for the win. And Wyoming gets the comeback.
and that gives them the lead.
There is 1 second left.
But this kid isn't one. It's like he doesn't even have the pressure.
A lot can happen in 1 second. But that's a win that we needed. Whew. Oh, thank God. All right, 1 Second left, boys. Conservative tackles. We're squibbing this. And that's the ball game. 2 straight turnovers from ASU secures the win in regulation for Wyoming.
Get in there! Wyoming.
It's about time one of those games went our way. Shiverbus was unbelievable on the tying drive.
And we'll see you next time.
An outrageous game. Whew. The last one, yeah, it was a throw on the run. And if you have a quarterback that doesn't have a good throw on the run rating and you try to fucking bomb it, there's a chance he's just gonna fan on the throw, basically. And that's what happened, because that's happened to me before. Apparently that's the 3rd best game we've ever played. Oh, man. So again, we get the rare interception from my Twitch broke. Oh, that cutback was amazing. He got jebaited just like I do. That leads to a couple of big plays for Shiverbus, including this one right here, where they send the heat, we scramble, he's wide open, and we just get the throw. And then one play. They send everyone deep. Looks like 4 verts, and it is. I just broke through. Nearly had him, and you can see he tried to throw to the guy on the far right to get him on a cutback. And he just didn't have it. And another caught interception. Completed interception, I should say. We trip over our own dude. Had we not tripped over that guy, we might have been able to return that to the house. A gigantic win. Lost the first game of the season to goddamn Air Force, but we have done pretty well since. Thank God for that.